This program is made possible by generous support from China City, with locations in Oak Harbor, Freeland, and Mill Creek, Washington, as well as these local businesses.
You there, with all of your backstory, all of the choices that you have made or haven't made, all of your experience in this life, your experience of the world and the people around you and all of their experience and all of mine. There are so many stories in this room. And when we tell stories, we have the power to heal something in someone else. How do we frame a story? Some stories focus on words that were spoken, sounds that were heard. Some focus on the visuals, how the sky looked that day or what someone was wearing. Some focus on a specific event, and some are more long-term stories that string many events together. This level of detail in the world has struck me all my life from a very young age. There are layers upon layers of meaning embedded into our lives. There is no way we can control all of these aspects of our environment, but they are all connected. And there is no way to truly understand all of the connections, but they have meaning. In theater, we can control many of these aspects, all of these elements. We can choose the connections, the layers that we want to communicate. We can choose and control how to communicate the connections we believe in, not because these are what we think the piece of theater is about, but because these are the essence of what it means to us. We can create worlds. Now, let's say, for example, your story is thus. Life is pretty chaotic in not a good way from a young age. You tend toward empathic qualities. You start reasoning out the choices everyone around you is making so that you can feel safe in the midst of all of these unknowns, believing that if you can understand where everyone is coming from, then everything will be okay. But there are so many layers and so many details, and things change depending on all these variables, and it is all so much. Where does that leave you when everything isn't okay? What belongs to you and what belongs to others? What is being directed or scripted by what other people want? When you can't understand your own emotions, you can't fully experience your own joy, so you don't know how to follow your heart. And you can't fully experience your own anger, so you don't learn how to express yourself. You lose yourself in this place, and there is danger of never finding yourself. Now you're in high school. You participated in theater in middle school or whatever, and really liked it and all, but haven't done it in a few years or whatever. And a friend of yours decides he wants to audition for the fall play, but you have to come with him because he does not want to go alone. And okay, yes, I'll do it. And you are cast as a lead. And holy all of a sudden, you have responsibility, accountability, you feel empowered and scared, but you know that you can do it. And, oh, by the way, everyone around you is feeling the same thing and working toward the same goal. And, oh, by the way, you are cast as Mary Hatch in It's a Wonderful Life, who is a lively, playful, loving woman, and you get to explore what it might be like to live in a world of nurturing emotional vulnerability and laugh and cry and love and be loved. You can find yourself. All of a sudden, you have a voice. You have ideas and beliefs. You recognize your own creativity and process. You recognize your truth, and you can share it with others. Life is alive and to be lived. It is exhilarating, it is terrifying, it is joyous and heartbreaking and healing. One of the things I love so much about theater is this sense of alchemy. Alchemy is defined by Google, anyway, as a seemingly magical process of transformation, creation, or combination. Everything in the theater is in specific relationship to everything else. All of these combinations make the theater what it is. Not only the dynamic of the actors, but the sound, lights, set, and audience. Each interaction in the theater is completely unique to the singular moment of its existence. Each moment means something to everyone involved, and each meaning is different, but we are together, sharing, transforming, creating. Alchemy. That was for you, Michael, wherever you are. As someone who has lived with crippling anxiety and post-traumatic stress, I find this extraordinarily therapeutic. As an actor, designer, director, producer, crew member, audience member, theater is the glue that holds my life together. As an actor, my job is to trust. Trust the script, trust my scene partners, trust my director to guide me, and trust myself to be present and accountable, to listen, to respond, and to create a person, an entire person. As a director, I hold the ultimate vision. I am the one who says, this is the world we live in. These are its principles, its laws that govern this reality. Then I guide the team in the actualization of that vision to its greatest potential. As a set designer, my job is to manifest that vision into the physical environment of the story, often speaking subconsciously to the audience with specific intention. For Dead Man's Cell Phone, I worked with director Phil Jordan on the concept of the set. Grief, near-death experiences, classical Greek architecture, film noir, and stained glass all played a part in creating this world, which had to provide 7 different environments, including a cafe, a church, a home, an airport, and the afterlife. Theater is truly a collaborative art. Each person has within them infinite variables with which to manifest the same goal, to feel the same things everyone else is feeling and express them in only the way that they can, together. Every piece of it has something to offer me, something to explore and something to discover, something to take with me on my journey and something for me to leave behind that no longer serves me. Sometimes, the greatest lesson theater has to offer is impermanence, that everything which begins ends, that it is not where we came from, but how far we've come, that it is not what we've done, but how we've done it, with intention, with connection, with sharing, and trust, and love. Thank you.